Today I'll be talking about my two strategies. My first strategy is the guided reading strategy. And doing a guided reading means that a teacher and one student or a small group of students are working together. A teacher discusses a certain book that they're all going to read before reading, during reading, and after reading. The student reads the book and the teacher follows along to guide their reading and help with difficult words. So basically it would look like just one student or a couple students reading aloud to the teacher, and the teacher is stepping in when necessary and watching and listening and analyzing the student's reading abilities. So for the step-by-step, first you would, as the teacher, you would introduce the book, and the teacher will introduce the book by asking questions about the title, the cover of the book, and kind of hooking the student into what they're about to read to get them to be interested in their book. And then during the reading, the teacher will stop and ask questions to make sure that the students are comprehending what they're reading and that they know what's going on in the story. And then after that, the teacher will talk with the students to understand the meaning of what they just read. And at this point, the teacher's kind of modeling what they're thinking out loud while they're reading, and it shows the students what they should be thinking while reading a story to themselves. Different things, like kind of like creating their own inner voice in a way. So asking themselves questions and predicting what might happen, and making personal connections. Those are just a few things that the teacher can model for the student. And last step is a word work. So this is an activity that the teacher will do with the student after the reading. The activity is chosen for this part depending on the student's individual reading level. So examples could be working on vocabulary that was found in the book, and working on spelling the words that were in the book, or working on rhyming, or whatever skill the book kind of uses in the book. So my next strategy is the Read Aloud Plus. So this is a strategy used by the teacher to help ELLs when reading difficult text. The teacher reads a text aloud to the student, and this allows the student to hear the teacher read so that they know how fluent and accurate reading looks and sounds. So the step-by-step by this is, the first step would be the pre-read. So the teacher will read the story before presenting this lesson. The teacher by themselves is going to read the story and select visuals or graphic organizers that will be used for the students. Then the teacher will read aloud to one student or a group of students or the whole group. And so the teacher will read the book aloud, and they will pause at appropriate times to ask questions about the text or to check for understanding. The teacher will also stop to review vocabulary words throughout the book. The last step is to engage the students, to do an activity to engage students in the learning. This will happen right after the reading and will allow students to make connections to the text. So that is also a different kind of activity to do after the active read aloud, to make sure that the students comprehended and they understood what was going on in the story. So those were my two strategies from the 50 Strategies book.